Imagine waking up to a night where the wind feels like it's trying to tear your home apart. That's exactly what happened in Victoria, where gusts reached a jaw-dropping 100 kilometers per hour, leaving thousands in the dark and chaos in its wake. But here's where it gets controversial. How do you balance emergency response with the unpredictable fury of nature? Let's dive in. The storm, which battered coastal regions and Melbourne suburbs overnight, turned neighborhoods into battlegrounds of uprooted trees and shattered windows. Wind speeds in Warrnambool peaked at 119 kilometers per hour, while St. Kilda faced gusts of 106 kilometers per hour, conditions that would make even the sturdiest of structures tremble. The State Emergency Service, SES, was swamped with 1,477 callouts in 24 hours, with over 1,150 of those tied to fallen trees alone. Picture this. Hundreds of teams scrambling to clear debris, prioritizing urgent cases like roof damage or blocked roads. One unit described a busy night with 28 calls in just over 2 hours, including a McDonald's sign they couldn't fix. But here's the twist. Most of the damage wasn't from the wind itself, but the chaos it unleashed on power lines and infrastructure. Power outages became a grim reality for 8,300 customers at midday, though numbers dropped to 2,400 by evening. AusNet and Powercore blamed debris as the main culprit. But could the real issue be outdated grid systems struggling against climate-driven extremes? And this is the part most people miss. While the wind eased by afternoon, the cold snap brought blizzards above 1,200 meters and snow at 700 meters, turning roads into icy traps. Frost and black ice? That's not just unpleasant. It's a recipe for disaster. The human stories behind the stats are even more compelling. In Porepunkah, a town already on edge from the ongoing search for fugitive Desi Freeman, the storm added another layer of tension. Emergency crews had to juggle 29 jobs across Bright, Myrtleford, and Wangaratta, all while police faced delays in their high-stakes operation. Was it a cruel twist of fate, or a reminder of how interconnected our crises are? Local leaders tried to stay positive. Warrnambool Mayor Ben Blaine called the night wild but manageable, praising crews for avoiding major damage. Yet critics might argue that manageable doesn't account for the long-term costs of these events. And what about the emotional toll? The SES admitted the Porepunkah incident had shaken volunteers, highlighting how emergency workers are often the first to feel the weight of tragedy. So what's next? Meteorologist Jonathan Howe warned of a very cold night with frost and icy roads, urging patience. But here's the question we can't ignore. Are we truly prepared for a future where these storms become the norm? Share your thoughts. Do you think communities and governments are doing enough to adapt? Or is this just the beginning of a bigger reckoning with climate change?